It's another Saturday. Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television. It's the premier independent television station in Africa. Welcome to your program today, Security Watch Africa. Only on this program and on this channel, we give you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. My name still remains Patrick Abambo. I also want to welcome all those that are watching us online via YouTube. You're welcome to the program. Those that are joining us on live streaming on Facebook, you're also welcome to the program. We're going to be giving you a loaded information cutting across so many issues. But first and foremost, I want to say starting on a very sad note because in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic issue, I lost a brother, a friend, a partner, talking about late AIG Chris Olakwe. Chris Olakwe was a mentor to so many persons. If I has so many thousands of police officers, young police officers that he has mentored, he brought to the system. Chris Olakwe, he remains, and he was the best. He was the best first public relations officer Nigerian police has ever had because he invented so many. There's so many terminology which he invented. One of it is on top of the situation, which many people are using today. At the peak of police public relations, he also talked about issue of robust public relations. So really, it's sad that we've lost him. To the hands of death. It's a big loss to Nigeria, to the Nigerian police force, to Lagos State, to Delta State, to the so-called nation, to his family, and to Security Watch Africa, because he was one of our topmost supporters of this program, Security Watch Africa. We just pray that God will grant him rest, grant his soul rest, and give his family the fortitude to bear his loss. He was a man that can be described with so many things, full of life, never want to hurt anybody, but death took him away. We can't query God, but it's actually sad. I know that the police force can't get over it because he brought so many things in terms of public relations to the Nigerian police force. Young officers have been calling me to feel that what they think about it, and it's so sad. Everybody will just pray that God will compensate his family and the nation Nigeria. He was a member of the National Institute. He was everything he could be in life. Chairman and Chief Executive of Lagos State Transport Management Company, LASMA. He brought regimentality into that organization. What will not be enough to describe late AIG Chris Olakwe? Well, we'll have to move ahead. Yeah, moving ahead is to tell you that the fight against insurgency and terrorism is, I'm telling you, is getting stronger and stronger. Just during the week, so many vehicles, armored tanks, artillery vehicles, so many vehicles have been procured for the Nigerian army to flush out these insurgents. And also, one gladdening thing is that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, has relocated to the northeast personally to take charge from what, as we speak now, is leading offensive to make sure that the Lake Chad Basin is cleared of the remnants of the ISWAP and Boko Haram. And we wish that that mission will be a successful one as we talk. Okay. During the week also, there was a brief but very historic handover ceremony at the Army Headquarters Department for Civil Military Affairs. This department had helped to make sure that the Nigerian Army carry out its offensive very well by making the communities to get closer to the Nigerian Army. It's a department that has helped so much, building roads, providing quick impact programs for so many communities. And the former Chief of Civil Military Affairs, Major General U.S. Mohammed, handed over to the new man, Major General H.I. Bature. Security Watch Africa was there. Hear what they had to say.
Let me use this opportunity to once again thank the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, to have considered me worthy to have served as the CCMA in the past 15 months. I will consider it a rare privilege and an opportunity to have been given the task of laundering and creating a positive image for the Nigerian Army over the past 1 year or thereabout. It's been a very rewarding experience, and I think I've done my own bit. We have tried our best to interact and bring in programs and activities to have projected the Nigerian Army in positive light. It's a work in progress, and I believe that there's still a lot more that can be done. That I will implore the incoming Chief of Civil Military Affairs, Major General H.I. Bature, whom I have known for so long, and I believe that with his personality, he'll be able to bring in his own ideas, and he will also come with a lot of activities that will build on what we have already done in the past 15 months. So congratulations. So, yeah, some contraband, yeah.
I want to very much thank the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Baratai, for appointing me as the Chief of Civil Military Affairs, Nigerian Army. This department, it's a very busy department, and just as my predecessor said, it is the image maker of the Nigerian Army. I want to pledge that we will continue to project the Nigerian Army in a better light, letting people know the workings of the Nigerian Army. We also want to seek the support of Nigerians.
Welcome back. Also welcome Major General Hamza Bature to other seat. It's a very, like he said, a very busy office, and God will give you the strength to be able to ensure that Nigeria execute his plans and impart the communities during your tenure as U.S. Mohammed did his best. Yes, well, today it's, how will I say, some people have said, call it a lot of things. The 12th or the 13th of the lockdown policy of the government to curtail and to the spread of coronavirus COVID-19. And Security Watch Africa was on the streets to find out how are people complying to this lockdown order. Peggy Agbe was on the street with her colleagues. Sit back as we bring you this report.
The lockdown order issued by the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari, is set to help in reducing the spread of coronavirus pandemic COVID-19 and enable the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, carry out proper contact tracing. But it is obvious that most residents of Abuja are not complying to these orders, as can be seen when Security Watch Africa crew visited the Kubwa Expressway.
Today is the 12th day of the lockdown, an order given by President Muhammadu Buhari on the coronavirus curtail. And here in the FCT, people are still disobeying traffic. People are still disobeying the rules that there should be a lockdown in the FCT. I'm along Kubwa Expressway. You can see there's an argument here going. Someone is trying to say he is also an officer disobeying the rules and regulations of the federal government.
This is passengers. What are you doing with passengers? What are you doing with passengers? And you are telling me lies. Who is these people? They are passengers. Right. Oh, yeah, turn your vehicle. Turn your vehicle. Turn your vehicle. If you are going on officer duty, you're supposed to go on officer duty. Not to be going with passengers. Turn your vehicle. Yes, civilian staff now. here. That's why I told you he's not supposed to be behind here. For now, you come. Yes. Let this man turn out. He's turning. Turn this man out.
At the expiration of these 14 days lockdown, it is expected that the federal government of Nigeria will review the effect of the order to either extend or discontinue with the lockdown order. But with a level of compliance which seems to be below average, most Nigerians are agitated if the aim can be achieved.
You can see here, a lot of commuters are already on the road. People are not actually at home. People are outside. It seems like the lockdown is not working. It's not working at all. And we pray and hope that the virus doesn't spread, because the government is trying as much as they can. The officials are trying as much as they can, to curb the virus. But citizens are actually disobeying. You can see what's going on there. It's not funny at all.
Peggy Agbe, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
It's sad because the order is to help we Nigerians prevent the spread of this ravaging coronavirus, but obviously it seems that Nigerians want to be on the move. Security Watch Africa also spoke, had an exclusive interview with the Commissioner of Police, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, CP Bala Chiruma, to find out what is the police doing to ensure that this order is obeyed or enforced. Sit back.
There's a substantial compliance with this directive. That is not to say it's 100%. We still have people that choose not to comply. Therefore, what we've done in respect of this population that have decided not to comply is to have teams that rove around to ensure that there is enforcement of this lockdown order in areas where we have challenges. We do that because we find out that in other neighboring locations there may not be lockdown in those states and people feel as if it's normal, while we have a lockdown in Abuja. If we don't stop them from coming in, they keep on coming in and you will not believe the number of people coming in. So the best we thought we should do was first of all to ensure that at the boundaries, inlet and exits, we checkmate the number of people coming into Abuja. Then intermittently as you come, we form a kind of concentric circles in certain locations to ensure that those that have been able to come through the first check are also subjected into another check. This has helped us filter a lot of people that maybe one way or the other found themselves through other routes that are maybe not known to us. And we've been able to get quite a number of people doing that and impounded their vehicles. The process is a continuous one. Initially, I think the Presidential Task Force gave us room to limit the number of days people come out. We could each day or each and every other day. But in order to take full control of the situation, it was decided that 3 days a week should be granted as days in which people can go out and replenish their stock. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, between the hours of 7 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Again, we don't expect you residing in Wuse to come to the market in Garki to replenish your stock. We expect people to patronize neighborhood markets closest to them. Therefore, if you're in Garki, we expect you to just go dash into Garki, get all you require and get back to your house. If you're in Wuse, we expect you in the neighborhood market there, just dash in there, buy what you want to and get back to your house. We have quite a number of people on the exempted list. You have journalists like you. We have all about 9,000 health workers, health-related workers on the exemption list. We have security agencies on the exemption list. The exemption list is quite large. Taking that into consideration, I want to believe that we've been able to achieve substantial success in the lockdown. Asking for a scale of success, I will tell you that 7 over 10. My experience in Abuja, I don't know in other places, but it appears with the lockdown there has been a reduction in levels of crime. What are the reasons for this? We are still researching. We want to know so that we can utilize it in controlling crime in future.
Yeah, really, like I was saying off screen with my guest who is already seated in this on set with me. I have with me Shina Phillips. Shina Phillips is with Security Watch, the international assessor for Security Watch Africa. You're welcome.
Patrick.
Yeah, you follow the reports and what we have. Yes. Also, we have the current statistics of affected and those discharged concerning this COVID-19 pandemic. If you can see it on screen as we speak now, we have 305 confirmed cases with 58 discharged. Sadly, 7 deaths. This morning we just got information there's one other death in Lagos recorded. That is 8 deaths. Let me come to my guest. Phil, how do you feel about this, seeing what is happening?
Well, we first need to thank God that deaths recorded so far is just about 7. When you want to compare to what we see out there in the developed world, supposedly so, I feel terribly bad that even one death is sad enough. But we have the opportunity to manage this. We have the opportunity to prevent even future occurrence. And that's my focus. I'm wondering now what African leaders are thinking. I'm wondering what AU as an organization, as a race, what we are thinking, because we receive this from the outside world without being discriminatory. This is strange to us. It's totally alien to us. And when these things are exported to us, because we do not deliberately import this scourge, it comes to us. And after a while, it seems like Africa is a victim for it. So I am wondering what African leaders are thinking right now. What the strategy is to manage any other occurrence that will come. Because for Nigeria, I think we're rightly positioned to prevent an occurrence of this. Once this is over, which I believe by God's grace we'll definitely overcome this, and we're able to manage with the lockdown. If citizens are going to abide, just listen more and with more awareness, with more sensitization, and then we begin to reason together as one that this is a battle that Nigeria must win. This is a war that we must win together collectively, because this is not a scourge for the rich alone, neither is it for the poor. It has affected all races, all nations together. In fact, if we call ourselves a global village, this is a proof that indeed we're one race, we're one people, same blood. And now Nigeria has the opportunity to nip this in the bud, to deal with it decisively. Government will issue, I do not know, after assessing this first period of lockdown, the 14, what's the next move. But it's obvious that more needs to be done. Okay. More tests needs to be carried out. And if we're able to sail through this 14 days, which I believe, I also think that there will be need for extension. Though Nigerians are crying, but we can't afford to look at death staring right in our face, and we want to accommodate death. Let's look at the problem now. Let's deal with it. Let Nigerians abide by the rules, the lockdown, and also maintain social distancing. I hope that government will find time to explain all of this to Nigerians. Let it become so clear. Let the awareness be so, out there, and people understand it, and we can win this war.
All right, winning the war we must. If you're joining us, this is your program, Security Watch Africa, only on the African Independent Television, AIT. But you can also join us through live streaming on YouTube, Security Watch Security Watch Africa channel on YouTube, and on Facebook. We're on Facebook at SecWatch Africa. Search for SecWatch Africa on Facebook. You can also join us to watch live on Facebook and on YouTube. Yes, you talked about winning the war. Yes, the war, by God's grace, will win it. The lockdown is helping, because I think that is a strategy all over. It's been adopted all over the world. But in Nigeria, it's like we're not sure what we want, whether sit at home or lockdown. Some people have said one of the mistakes that were made earlier was people who were coming back from abroad asking them to go and do self-isolation instead of isolating them by force, because those are the ones who are the index cases that have spread it across. This time around, should government be using kid glove, be managing, or should we just take it once and for all?
No, we need to deal with it once and for all. I mean, it's pardonable that at the very beginning of this, we didn't see it coming this way. In fact, WHO played a major role that even the American government cried out, because it was not too clear that this was going to be a pandemic that will affect the entire world. If we knew, I'm sure we would have shut our borders, air, land, and sea. And unfortunately, it has come this way. For me, I always look at problems and look proper solutions. Right now, government has what it takes to manage it. The lockdown is necessary. Lockdown is working.
Can we have a nationwide lockdown?
It's possible, but then
because
do you know? Yes.
Ghana, for instance, have a nationwide lockdown. South Africa ended the third week lockdown yesterday, and it's been extended for another 2 weeks. A nationwide, to be able to check the spread. Don't you think Nigeria may go that line?
It's possible, in as much as I try to avoid the comparison. I heard someone comparing South Africa and Nigeria. I felt so sad, and the government and all that. Our government is doing the very best they can. Our law enforcement agents are doing the best. The Nigerian police, wonderful.
The medical
team, absolutely on top. This is, as I said, just like the insurgency, it's all strange to us, and we're putting in our best to tackle it. I think that it's possible for government to have a total lockdown across the nation, but we must put into consideration the fact that, yes, we can't run away from this. People are hungry.
People are hungry. Daily income, exactly.
Yes, daily income and all that. You know, we're just trying to build an economy that can be the best in Africa. And suddenly we are faced with this. Our economy will be affected. But psychologically and in every other way you want to look at it, it's a time to come together. This is what patriotism is all about. We want to save our people. We want to save the nation. We need to bear the brunt. We need to understand that if we win this war, it is possible that we can come back to self-reliance, build again, and rise to the top. America is facing that. But if you look at that nation, one thing stands for them. Whenever they are faced with any form of adversity, they come together, they win, and then they fight back. It is happening in Nigeria now. This should bring us together. We shouldn't see this as a divide. It is something that has come to unite us together. We must test the strength of our unity as a people, as a nation. So it is necessary that government patiently find way to explain it to the people, and the people listen to the government.
Incidentally, we're in the Easter weekend. Yesterday was Good Friday. Tomorrow is Easter Sunday. It's sad that Christians will not be privileged to go to their various churches to worship God and celebrate Easter. But
it is a privilege. Well, I'm sorry to cut you there. This is a time where dynamism comes in. But then when you look at things from a spiritual angle, first, all Christians understand that our body is the temple of God, which is to say that we are the church. And before now, churches have been running online, YouTube, streaming, and all that. Now, I believe that God didn't bring this upon the nations of the world. It's man-made. And that's why even in Wuhan, they are trying to close down all wet markets where all this sprang from. So we're appealing to Christians and Muslims alike. That is not a clampdown on churches, it's not a clampdown on mosques. It's a time to also look inward and connect in any way we can. But the gathering together, we shouldn't fight
on that. Okay. Sadly, we must leave for other programs to continue. But if you have joined us, you endeavor to join us next week when we bring you another exciting edition. This war, like my guests this say, well, like Shino Phillips said, we must win this war against COVID-19. Until we come your way again next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.